One more time.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Tick 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 tock goes the clock on the wall as we're dancing the evening away. Tick 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 tock goes my heart with the clock beating time while the music is gay. Tick 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 tock is the rhythm it plays and I know it will make you feel blue. Tick, 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 tock goes my heart with the clock, 'cause I know I am dancing with you. Tick, 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 tock goes the clock on the wall as I'm dancing the evening away. Tick, 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 tock goes my heart with the clock beating time while the music is gay. Tick, 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 tock is the rhythm it plays and I know it will make you feel blue. Tick, 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 tock goes my heart with the clock, 'cause I know I am dancing with you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey!
Hey, that's one of everybody's favorites. We're going to feature Frankie Yankovic on the little cheese boxes he used to call it that he started with. But this number, you have a number you're going to play called Broken Reed. Where did the title come from?
Well, that's very easy to answer. We're up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania recording for Dino Records. And during the recording session, when I played the button box, one of my reeds broke. So we didn't have a time to fix. So we got the idea, let's write a polka called the Broken Reed Polka.
Okay, let's play it. The Broken Reed Polka. Let's see what it sounds like. Hey, Frank, your awards aren't over yet. Look what somebody came up and brought you. It says, congratulations on your retirement. Love, Wally, and Frida Slogaski, 1992.
I'll tell you what, we have a special song for them called Thank You, Dear.
Okay, play it.
Say thank you, dear, and give her roses. She'll understand and love you more each day. Say thank you, dear, and give her roses for all she's done in every way. Have you ever thought of this when you're white blue? Just think of the things she does, they're all for you. She always stands by your side, she is your guide. So you must let her know just how you feel inside. Day seems to pass her by, and nighttime too. And sometimes you wonder why she sticks by you. Her day work is never done, the years go by. But if you think of it, this song is worth a try. Say thank you, dear, and give her roses. She'll understand and love you more each day. Say thank you, dear, and give her roses for all she's done in every way.
Thank you, dear. Great, great song. Boy, isn't it good to be back here in Milwaukee where you won the contest back in '48 as America's Polka King?
But Paul, I want to say one thing, Paul. It couldn't be in a better place than Milwaukee. In my heart, like I mentioned before many times, it's the folks out here that really, really make me feel right at home. And I want to certainly thank each and every one of them.
I'll tell you, and that means an awful lot. Because after Frank won the big title of America's Polka King, that took him all over. He had an agent. You were all over Hollywood.
All over was right. We played all the major television shows. Johnny Carson, Phil Donahue, Lawrence Welk, Doris Day, Patty Page, you name it, we were on that show. And one thing I always did, I made sure that I sang one of my Slovenian songs on their shows. Let them know I never forget my own nationality.
Isn't that great? Frank, a lot of our folks say, can you hoop it up a little bit?
I'll hoop it up, and I want to hoop it up for my friends from Cape Coral, Florida. The Ostrowskis, Carol, and Don over there. Everyone is saying, lots of fun, just saying, it's the latest thing, the greatest thing, so what you waiting for? If you fall in love, say, if you don't, so what, say, it's the latest thing, it's fascinating, what you're waiting for. Everyone is saying, lots of fun, just saying, it's the latest thing, the greatest thing, so what you waiting for? If you fall in love, say, if you don't, so what, say, it's the latest thing, it's fascinating, what you waiting for?
On our Frank Yankovic retirement or semi-retirement program, it's time for button boxes again. Hank McGean's up here with Frank. You gonna do a little number?
The Happy Slovenes.
As we continue along now with our special here from Milwaukee, we got a little song of unrequited love. It's about the fella and his girl, and they broke up. So what did he do? He made up a dummy model, and they call it the Dummy Model Polka.
I'm gonna get a dummy model from the factory, take it home with me. I'll dress her up with clothes like the ones you wear. I'll even get a wig that will match your hair. I'm gonna sprinkle it with perfume just the way you do. Put on lipstick too. When I'm done, I'll bet you 10 to 1 she'll be a lot more fun than you. Gonna get a dummy model from the factory and take it home with me. I'll dress her up with clothes like the ones you wear. I'll even get a wig that will match your hair. I'm gonna sprinkle it with perfume just the way you do, and put on lipstick too. And when I'm done, I'll bet you 10 to 1 she'll be a lot more fun than you.
And he ain't kidding.
A lot more fun than you.
He needs some loving.
A lot more fun than you.
Although Frankie Yankovic plays a lot for Slovenian places, he plays for a lot of other nationality and ethnic groups, but people keep saying there's nothing more beautiful than those great Slovenian waltzes.
And I'll tell you one thing, Paul. My friend up there in Florida, Martin Serro, took one of our Slovenian songs and wrote some Slovenian lyrics to it, and we'd like to play it for you right now.
You're going to use Dorothy with it? Dorothy, Huck, and Frank and his niece.
It seems like I'm back in Slovenia, a country with great little towns. The castles, the mountains, the valleys, the haystacks you see all around. Friends that I made in Slovenia are ones that I'll never forget. The singing, the dancing, the laughter are things that I'll never regret. Go to a picnic in Cleveland and then sing to an accordion, drink beer with your friends. Polka and waltz, Slovenian style, life will take on a big smile. Stroll down the streets of Ljubljana and stop in a garden cafe. Kibasi's a polka and vino. You're happy the rest of the day. If only my stay could be longer, a feeling no one can tell. Addio, pozdrava, ostani. Sing to an accordion, drink beer with your friends. Polka and waltz, Slovenian style. Life will take on a big smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next number has special meaning, I know, because Frankie Yankovic, every time he played it on our Polka Varieties television show back in Cleveland, had to explain it to me. It had something to do with Chicago, it had something to do with musicians, and now he's changing around. Bruce is now off drums, he's playing. What are you doing now?
Well, I figured since it's Frank's retirement, I want to play the King's accordion one time, Paul.
You're going to let him.
We'll let him do it. How about, because his dad wrote this number.
His dad wrote the number. It was named after...
Eddie Carosa wrote it, called the Baby Doll Polka. My baby doll, you are my baby doll, you are my baby doll, you're my sweetheart now. Don't you leave me, oh baby doll, don't you leave me, oh baby doll, don't you cry, my baby doll, you're my darling now. Doll, you are my baby doll, you are my baby doll, you're my sweetheart now. Don't you leave me, oh baby doll, don't you leave me, oh baby doll, don't you cry, my baby doll, you're my darling now.
The Baby Doll Polka. Bruce, thank you. Give our best to your dad, Eddie. We sure will. The Baby Doll Polka. We want to change the pace a little bit, slow it down to 3/4 time. There have been some numbers that you've done. You've made sort of a medley out of waltzes.
Oh, yes, we like to make medley waltzes. And here's some that are one of some of my real old ones. I'm sure you're going to enjoy them when you hear them. Dear, I'd always love you with all my heart.
I want you and always have loved you. I miss you more each day. Honey, won't you tell me true just what you have in mind? I want to know where I stand with you. Am I ahead or behind? It's wrong to keep me in the dark if I'm your only beau. That's why I beg you to hear my plea. Now here's what I want to know. Honey, why can't you be sweet to me? Honey, why can't you see how much you mean to me? Honey, please tell me you care, and don't you be fooling, 'cause I'm on the square. So honey, I've got to know if you're in love with me. When you're away, my heart whispers to you. It seems to say, my darling, how much I miss you. Maybe someday we'll bring our hearts together. Then I will hold you and tell you I love you and make you mine forever. Then I will hold you and tell you I love you and make you mine forever. Beloved, be faithful. Beloved, be true. While I am away, dear, I'll trust in you. I'll never forsake you, though we are apart. Beloved, be faithful to my faithful heart.
There'll be other lips, there'll be other arms that will want you for their own. Tell those other lips, tell those other arms that you're mine and mine alone.
Beloved, be faithful. Beloved, be true. Keep watching and waiting till I'm back with you.
What a great medley. Beautiful. Waltz medley, the Yankovic Waltz medley.
I want to do one thing, Paul.
Yes.
Dedicate this next song to all the guests who play on our show. Each and every one. Let's give them all a nice big round of applause. All the guests, of course, don't forget our musicians. Our bass player, Grant Kazera, accordion player, Jeff Winard, our accordion player back here, Eric. Let's give Eric a big hand. And the man behind Eric, let's see where is he at, Bruce Carosa, and Jay or Andrew Broderson. And over here, my son, Robert Yankovic. Let's give him a nice big Robert Yankovic. And old Scott over there. Without these boys, there wouldn't be no Yankovic. Once more, a nice round of applause for them. Let's hear it out there.
Why don't you and your son do a little number to take us out here, Frank?
And this one was called Živia Braća, Živia Sestra. And the author, a writer is from Youngstown over there, Krasenc, Johnny Krasenc. Here it is, Živia Braća, Živia Sestra, which means long live your brothers and long live your sisters.
When polka music fills the air, our lives are full and free. When people dance so merrily, our faces shine with glee. When we hear songs of happiness and shouts of V.I.O. Long live our brothers, long live our sisters, živele živio. Živele braće, živele sestre, živele živio. and sisters gather round. Let's all join hand in hand till love embraces all the world and blesses every land. Let's keep on singing songs of joy and shouts of E-I-O. Long live our brothers, long live our sisters, Jive le živio. Jive le braće, žive le sestre, žive le živio. Brothers and sisters gather round. Let's all join hand in hand till love embraces all the world and blesses every land. Let's keep on singing songs of joy and shouts of E-I-O. Long live our brothers, long live our sisters, Jive le živio. Žive le braće, žive le sestre, žive le živio.
I want to thank my good friends at Channel 8 in Cleveland for allowing me to share the Almanac Show with you. I know you'll enjoy it.
Good evening, I'm Robin Swoboda, and this is Almanac, TV8's look at our changing times. Our first story looks at one of Cleveland's native sons. He started his musical career at age 9, practicing in his father's garage on a small German button accordion. At age 16, Frankie Yankovic formed his own band. 55 years and 10 million records later, Frankie and the Yanks are still playing their happy music for the delight of polka fans around the world. In this report, Neil Zerker profiles the man who popularized the polka. Frankie Yankovic and the band played on.
Play your accordion, play for us a while.
If it wasn't for Frank Yankovic, there wouldn't be any polkas, I don't think.
Frank's got a big following, big name. He's just a showman.
You were the beautiful lady in blue. I was in heaven just waltzing with you.
It's just real happy music.
Roll out the barrel, we'll have a barrel of fun. Roll.
It's a force that drives him to make people happy.
Let's keep on singing songs of joy and shouts of E-I-O.
When you're on top, you have to work harder. You have to keep in touch with your fans. You have to do everything possible to make the people happy.
I'm 3/4 home from the start to the end. And I wish I was 18 again. I wish I...
It hurts me to come home alone at nighttime. When I'm among the crowd, I don't mind it. But when I get home and I go to sleep in that dark room, you say to yourself, here I am making everybody in the country happy, and I'm not happy myself.
All the prices are here, see? The hat's $5, the buttons $1, not $2.
Like all people who have accomplished a lot, he's obsessed with himself. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's what's the drive that has made Frank so successful in the polka field.
He's been playing for 55 years on the road, so the man has to love what he's doing.
I'm looking at my very first recording back in 1937.
and this was recorded on the Yankee label. So we're ballrooms throughout the country. We were really on top and going strong 7 nights a week.
Yankovic served in World War II, then signed a contract to record for Columbia Records. Something unheard of happened in 1948. A polka band hit the top of the pop record charts, a million seller called Just Because.
Get your partner. Here we go, everybody. Just because you think you're so pretty.
I was looking for a sound that would appeal to all ethnic groups, not strictly for Polish, not Slovenian or Italian or German. And I got the sound that I wanted. And this sound, I still kept it in the polka vein, but we modernized it and we put a lot of lyrics to the songs.
I'm telling you, baby, I'm through. Just because, hey!
I dream of that night with you, lady, when first we met.
After another million seller in 1950 called The Blue Skirt Waltz, Frankie and the Yanks moved into the national spotlight.
Bluer skies and bluer your eyes.
We went to Vegas, we played the Golden Nugget, and the boys in the band would say, well, Frank, what are we going to do? I said, look, they hired us as a polka band, and that's what we're going to play.
At a band competition in Milwaukee, he was chosen America's Polka King, a title he has never relinquished. But 35 years later, the Crown plays second fiddle to the 1985 Grammy Award for the album 70 Years of Hits. The award is on display at Tony's Polka Village on East 185th Street.
I never dreamt in my life that I would ever get a Grammy for the best polka album. And I'm certainly happy for the polka industry that they are really recognizing polka because it's way, way overdue. And
between the Crown and the Grammy, the band played on. The band included some of the best musicians in the country, but the audiences came to see Frankie. Today, at age 71, he's still the star of the show.
She just came over from Yugoslavia.
There's nothing to him that is more important than getting up on that stage and getting the applause from the crowd. They love him and he loves them. I mean, I've heard his name all my life, and he's kind of a, you know, legendary figure in our little community.
Plain dealer sports writer Bob Dolgan came from the same Slovenian neighborhood in Collinwood as Yankovic.
You'd have the Sunday Slovenian polka show. You'd go to church on Sunday, you'd have a strong, stable family, people happy, and of course the polka's a part of it. Very stable sense of an environment.
I stopped for a beer.
He's an entertainer. The guy has a certain style. He's not afraid to make mistakes. In fact, he considers them as part of his style. Like when he sings the Hawaiian wedding song, you know, he's got that unique style. Like, this is the moment. But it's great the way he does it.
This is the moment I waited for.
Band member Joey Miskelin produces and arranges Yankovic's recordings.
I was a young kid when he was on Kate Smith and the other national television shows at that time, but in my time, every national television show that he's done, he's at least sang one song in Slovenian. He's never forgotten his roots.
And the citizens of Cleveland will never forget Frankie Yankovic. At the recent All Nations Festival,
it says, therefore, I, George V. Voinovich, Mayor City of Cleveland, hereby designate Mall C as Frankie Yankovic Polka Plaza on this day, Tuesday,
Phil Necro is Cleveland's Major League Polka fan. When Phil pitches, the stadium band plays the tunes that he grew up with.
Ever since I can remember, Frankie Yankovic has been a very big name in our household.
The ball player and the musician agree that the time is ripe for a polka revival.
I don't know of any other music that if you sit and listen to it, you just cannot help but start stomping your feet and your bones start moving and shaking.
Yeah.
Well, I'll trade you that for this one.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bob Dolgan did a series of interviews with Yankovic in 1976. The interviews led to a book titled The Polka King. The king still reigns, but as Dolgan says, for Frankie, there was a price to pay.
He has sacrificed a heck of a lot to get all this. It's cost him a couple of marriages. He's had a very difficult personal life.
My home life was disturbed a lot. They're divorced twice. I have 10 children. saved by the first wife and 2 with the second wife. And I feel this way, it's not fair to my children for me not being home. But it was my profession, and that's what I chose, and that was the way I went.
11-year-old Tricia is Frank's youngest child. She loves to travel with her famous father.
I love all of them. She was the only one that really understood. She really knew that I was doing something I like, and she knew that I had to do this to give them what they wanted.
I used to always sleep in the old bus, and I used to have my plastic guitar and play on stage with them.
Today, Frank's youngest son, Bob, is a full-time member of the band.
I'm just starting to get to know him right now. You know, I'm 31 years old. I finally get to know my father, which is kind of interesting. Well, I was lonely at times. I mean, not having a father, but I knew he had a job to do. As a father, he's all right, but as a boss, I'll tell you, it gets pretty rough. I don't know why he put it over.
Well, take it out now. Never mind what he did. Just take it out now. That's the last time. He seems to be late all the time, and that's a bad sign. And I try to tell him that, Bobby, in order to get ahead in the world, when you say something, you got to be there on prompt.
Yankovic is always on time. He plays about 175 dates a year in church halls, ballrooms, and convention centers in this country and overseas. On most of the trips, Frank is accompanied by his son, Bob, Joey Miskelin, and drummer Dave Wolnick.
Some of the jobs are easy, but when you're talking one-nighters, we've got like 10 hours to drive to a place that may take 9. We'll make it somehow, but it's very tiresome. Besides being a traveling road band, we also have a traveling office. He will have his typewriter on the lap, type all that time, answering all the letters and cards that he gets, traveling Yankovic style. You know, and it could be gruesome at times. But when you're on that bandstand, you forget about it, you're happy.
The traveling troubadours seldom stay in hotels, whether it's a one-night stand at the Crystal Ballroom in Staunton, Illinois, or a church bazaar in Youngstown. Frankie and the Yanks count on friends for a good meal and a place to relax.
We meet a lot of new friends, and of course, we're always invited over people's homes to stay there. What keeps me going, and this is straight from my heart, it's the people we play for.
Barbara and Betty have been Yankovic fans for years.
They came to one of our dances, and they seem to enjoy our music. We make them feel at home. We play for them. We get personal friends with them, and that's with all the friends that I have. Happy birthday, dear Betty. Happy birthday to you. I'll catch you. I'll catch you. I've said I'll retire so many times. As soon as I got in a mood that maybe I'll give the band up, I sleep it over the next morning. No way. Stay where you are. I even went to Joey Miskelin a few times. I said, Joey, why don't you take the band over? But he just wouldn't take it.
I have no aspirations as to becoming the Polka King or anything else.
Joey was a little boy, 13 years old, when I played in Chicago, and he'd come in front of the band and look at me, and I could see that his heart was there.
But I wasn't a real naive kid because I learned the ways of the road early. When it came to things, drugs and things, like any kid today who gets involved with music, it would be a real easy thing to try to want to be with the older guys and do what they do. And Frank always kept me away from that, and that's a debt that I owe him. Kids should be exposed to the band business if their dad's a band member or a musician at all. Johnny wonders now, how come Dad goes away for a week or 2 weeks at a time, And he understands pretty well, because I've taken him. I started taking him on the road when he was 3 years old. You can't come to your children, and I'm not even relating to Frank, I'm just saying for my own thing. I couldn't come to my children at 21 years old and say, hi, I'm your dad and I'm home.
It was a double house. Frankie and I used to go here smoking under the garage over there.
Frank Yankovic Jr. is 42 years old.
I know I lost my family. What I mean by that, you can't live, be close to your children if you weren't raised up with them. I mean, they're too big now to go up there and hug like they're babies, That's the part that I would like to relive if I could have. I know I can't do it. This is the house where I started playing the button accordion when I was a youngster. I lived 2 lives. I lived one life playing, When I get home, I live a different life. And when I do get home for 2-3 days, I don't have the time to spend with the family. I'm up in my room, taking care of my mail, taking care of the contracts, and believe me, that's a full-time job.
Mom bought the accordion for me, and then what we had to do, since Dad would have been mad if she'd known that Mom bought it, I had to go into the garage back there, which I want to show you. I used to practice in the garage over there. So this really brings a lot of memories there.
Did you have heat in the garage? Okay.
No heat. The garage was the ice was ice cold.
You were playing out there, you're playing in the cold weather?
Cold weather. And if I finally mastered it, and that's how we started the whole thing rolling.
Goldie Nolan now owns the old Yankovic residence.
It's happy music, right? I think that I lived my life. I think we all made mistakes. It's a happy life, but it's a sad life.
Play your accordion, play for us a while.
If we can make you happy, you make us happy, and that's the boy.
Oh. This would be a treasure for me.
Wonderful, more than happy.
Be the king.
Yeah.
These are my aunts that are here. I got 4 aunts here. You know Grandma Millicent?
Yeah.
Right there. My Aunt Josie, my Aunt Lily.
When polka music fills the air, our lives are full and free. When people dance so merrily, our faces shine with glee. When we hear songs of happiness and shouts of V-I-O.
Mariana, Slatko Mariana. There you are.
God bless you, Frank. Thank you very much.
Živeli braće, živeli sestre, živeli živio.
Well, the greatest memories I have in Macombo was playing for movie stars like Bob Hope, Marilyn Maxwell, Gail Storm, Rosalind Russell, and of course, Uncle Milt LeBurrow, and many others. Well, we just got through playing 8 weeks at the famous Village Barn in New York City. On the way back to Cleveland, the boys in the band surprised me and told me they didn't want to travel anymore. So I had to get back to Cleveland and find out musicians, and I found the greatest musicians I could ever find, namely Tops Cardone on accordion, Al Leslie on bass, Buddy Grable on piano, and Carl Paradiso on banjo and guitar. And on our way to Hollywood, every night when we stopped at the motel, I would rehearse with the boys, and by the time we came to California, I had a great polka band once again. Besides playing in Macombo, we played at the famous Lick Pier in Santa Monica, and every Sunday we had an hour television show, and with us was Ina Ray Hutton and her band, Henry Bussey also. And when we got through with our contract at the Lick Pier, Lawrence Welk came in, and that's when Lawrence Welk started his Miller High Life Network show. One of my greatest highlights in Hollywood was recording with Doris Day and playing my hit songs in the movies.
Just because you think you're so pretty, just because you think you're so hot, just because you think you've got something that nobody else has got. You cause me to spend all my money, you laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because Just because you think I'll be lonesome, just because you think I'll be blue, just because you think I'll be foolish to stay home and wait for you. Not though you made me drop all my girlfriends, you laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because, just because. Just because you think you're so pretty, just because you think you're so hot, just because you think you've got something that nobody else has got. You cause me to spend all my money, you laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because, just because.
And before we wind up the show, I would like to personally thank my good friend, executive producer, Bob King Sr., producer, Bob's son, Bob King Jr., my musical director, Jeff Winard from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the following musicians: Grant Cazzaro on the accordion and bass, Jay Broderson on banjo and guitar, Eric from St. Louis also on banjo and guitar, then from Chicago, our drummer, Bruce Carosa, our keyboard man, Scotty O, and of course, my youngest son, Robert Yankovic, who's been with the band for the past 12 years and is doing a great, great job. Thank you, Bobby. My special guests from Detroit, Michigan, Vilma and Stan Capel. From Cleveland, Ohio, my niece, Dorothy Hawk. Our little button box player from Palm Harbor, Florida, little Kurt Harfman. Our comedian, accordion player, it's Benny Papish from Joliet. From Milwaukee, the Crock-Ho Dancers and the Badger Button Box Club. We can't forget the King's Chicken Dance, famous chicken dance. I was very, very happy to be able to bring to Milwaukee a very good friend, a man that worked with me 27 years on the Polka Variety Show in Cleveland. I'm talking about Paul Wilcox. Paul, you did a great job. We also want to make sure we thank Bob King's Universal Production International crew, also Jim Griffith and the crew at the Horizon Recording Studios. I can't forget all my good friends and fans. Without them, I don't think there would have been a Yankovic. Going along, I want to make sure that I thank all of my family. They all stuck by me, and I'm very happy. And of course, my lovely wife, Ida. Ida, without you, I couldn't have done it. You know, folks, we adopted a new slogan, and we hope you like it. One more time. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. One more time.